It's time again for the Science Bowl.
Zoo Parade for 5. What big teeth the hippo has are actually a pair of these. Science Potpourri for 10. Would a snake most likely eat every day? Every week, Dateline Science for 10. Why are some elephants wearing necklaces these days? Green things for 15.
And now, here's your host, Mr. Z himself, Dave Zarin.
Thank you and welcome to this special edition of the Science Bowl. The two teams you're about to meet have won before. They won one time before, and today they're vying for the chance to move on to the semifinals in this year's competition. Play along with us and see if you can raise your own science IQ today. Let's meet our teams today. First from Allenwood Elementary School, would you welcome please Dylan Gardner, Leslie Martinez, and Michael Wilkins. And from Mattaponi, would you please say hello to Noah Canfor, Glenroy Ogilvie, and Thomas Berry. And now here are the categories of questions we use on the Science Bowl.
Okay, Mr. Z, here's today's categories. Green things, questions about plants and all things green and growing. Zoo Parade, a Noah's Ark of questions about animals. Body systems, we'll see how much you know about yourself, about things like breathing and growing and digesting your food. Let's get physical. Questions that test your knowledge of physics and chemistry, earth science and space science. Then there's Science Potpourri. Here's a grab bag of science questions, everything from air pollution to the kitchen sink. And finally, Dateline Science. We'll ask you about science history and science in the news.
And here on the Science Bowl, our game board shows questions arranged according to difficulty. Easier ones on the left worth 5 and 10. Tougher ones 15, 20, and ultimately 25, the toughest of them all. Both of our teams start out at 50 points. No penalties ever for incorrect answers. At the end of the 2 rounds, we will have a team to advance to the semifinals to play Glenarden Woods, which just happens to be our defending champion this year, our 32nd year of competition here on the Science Bowl. Let's go over and make sure everything is working properly. All of our teams start out with 50 points. There is never a penalty for incorrect answers. And at the end of the 2 rounds, as I say, we will have a winner here. Allenwood, would you try the red team's buzzer? It looks and sounds just fine. Good luck to Dylan and Leslie and Michael. And over at Mattaponi, Glenroy, give it a push. All right, and Noah's weighed in there as well. Good luck to all 3 of you guys, including Thomas. And congratulations for making it this far in the competition. You guys are all great players, and I want all of you to win today, and you've already won just by being here on the show. May the better team win to go on to take on Glenarden Woods. We go alphabetically A before M, so Allenwood and Leslie, let's play this bowl.
Zoo Parade for 10, please.
Zoo Parade for 10 points. Teams, one scientist kind of jokingly said that he thinks Dr. Seuss's Grinch is actually a python because, like the python, this organ in the Grinch hypertrophied.
The heart.
The heart, actually, it grew 3 times its normal size. Same thing, what happens when a python eats an animal in the stomach, its heart enlarges 3 times to help it digest that, which is just phenomenal. Go green.
Green things for 15.
For 15 points in green things, teams, the largest tree by volume on Earth is the giant sequoia. Its trunk is huge. Its trunk is so much wider than this other tree that it is often confused with, which is the second biggest tree in the world. Mattaponi.
The redwood tree.
The redwoods, absolutely. They've got skinny trunks, but the sequoias have big ones. Thank you, Noah, for your help there. Go, Glenroy.
Body systems for 10.
Body systems for 10 points. Teams, your body's pituitary gland's other name is hypophysis. It almost sounds like you're trying to say this word, which is a scientific
Hypothesis.
Hypothesis. It sounds like you're trying to say hypothesis, which is a scientific guess, as you know when you do your science fair experiments. All right, Mattaponi, you're off to a fast start. Where next, young man?
Let's get physical for 10.
Let's get physical for 10 points. Teams, if you're walking on the carpet at home and you touch the metallic doorknob and you get a spark, what is that? What is it, Mattaponi?
Static electricity.
Yeah, it's static electricity. You go, whoa. Yeah, you don't get electrocuted, though. Go green.
Science Potpourri for 5.
Potpourri for 5 points. This is a very easy question. Get ready on your buzzers. If your doctor says he wants you to have a CAT scan, a computerized tomography. Leslie?
X-ray?
Not an X-ray, no. If you get a CAT scan, computerized tomography, you spell that cat without what letter?
A.
A, that's right, it's CT. All right, good. Green.
Let's get physical for 15.
Get physical for 15 points. All right, teams, your question is as follows. You know, if you evaporate something, it goes from a liquid to a gas. If you condense it, it goes from a gas to a liquid. But if you sublimate something, a matter, yes, Glenroy?
A liquid to a solid.
Liquid to a solid. No. If a substance sublimates, it goes from a solid to a what, Allenwood?
Liquid?
No, it goes to a gas. It skips the liquid part. That's why when you see frost on the windshield of a car, it doesn't melt, it just goes into water vapor form. Okay, go again, Green.
What do you guys think?
Go ahead.
Body systems for 15.
Body systems for 15 points. Teams, a multiple choice question for you. If I told you that you have follicles in your body, would they be associated with cells in your retina, sacs in your lung, or hairs on your head? Follicles, Mattaponi.
Sacs in your lung.
Not sacs in your lungs, no. Allenwood?
Hair on your head.
Hair on your head. You got it, Dylan. All right, got some points. Let's get some more. Go red.
Green, zoo parade for 5, please.
Zoo parade for 5 points is a visual question. Everybody look at the monitor in the studio, please. This strange-looking bird called a solitaire lives on a tiny island in the Indian Ocean called Rodriguez. We think it is the only living relative of what famous bird?
Dodo.
The dodo, yeah. It kind of looks like a dodo, doesn't it? Go. Green.
Body systems for 5.
Body systems for 5 points. Teams, people say that this digit is green if you are a good gardener. Leslie?
5?
No. Body system now. This digit is said to be green if you're a good gardener. A green thumb. A green thumb. Good. Go. Green. No points.
Zoo parade for 15.
Zoo parade for 15 points. Teams, if you see the new Jumanji movie, all of the rhinos are white, meaning?
Albinos.
They're albinos. That's right, Mattaponi. Good. Go.
Science potpourri for 10.
Potpourri for 10 points, teams. The tinsel that people sometimes put on Christmas trees, at one time it was made of tin. But then they made it out of this plastic, but I was not headed that direction. Allenwood, after tin, they started making tinsel out of this chemical, symbol PB, but we know is very dangerous because it used to be in paint, also in water, and we know that it can damage your nervous system. What you got? Lead paint, lead in the water. Yeah, imagine they made tinsel out of lead and we were exposed to all that stuff. Somehow we survived. The buzzer says our first round is over. Our score is 65 for Allenwood, 120 for Mattaponi, and we'll be back with our second half in just one moment. Welcome back to Science Bowl. Nice to have you here today. Good game going here, as we were saying at the top of the show. These two schools are vying for the chance to take on last year's defending champion in a semifinal match. So either one of them could give that team a run for its money. We're going to give them a break for a few moments. No scientific questions, a few personal ones. Let's go to Allenwood Elementary. And Leslie, give us the Allenwood story. Principal.
Miss Fabui.
Coach.
Miss Cornegay.
Alternates. None. And you told me Allenwood is a really cool place to go to school, and I remember being in Miss Cornegay's class years ago. She was teaching a class, and there was a rabbit in the class there, and I always remember that. She's a great teacher. She's a great coach. Tell me why you like going to school there.
Well, you know, because like the teachers, they always strive you to push your best. Like even, like they push you to go above your limits, and you know, sometimes you fail, sometimes you don't.
Plus, we roar.
Yeah.
You roar, yes, because you're the Wildcats.
Can we give you a roar?
You give us a whirl. Is it going to be all three of you together? Mike, you going to join in the roar? All right.
1, 2, 3.
Yeah. That was a great roar. All right, I like that. I like that enthusiasm. And these students are enthusiastic because 2 out of the 3 of them want to be a future president of the United States. So these are not shy kids by any means, but they've got big dreams, and that's so important. Leslie, you want to run in 2044, is that right?
Yes.
You already?
And please keep your eye open for me and vote for me and not for Dylan.
Because Dylan is the other contender for the Oval Office. Mike, you're not going to join in on this? He's going to make his mark on the basketball court or as a gamer, right? Yes. Yeah, right. You guys are great. Nice to have you back. Mattaponi, nice to have you guys here. Glenn Roy, tell us a Mattaponi story. Principal.
Mr. Green.
Coach.
Mr. Poya.
Mike is a great coach over there too, just as Samantha is for Allenwood. Any alternates on your team? Glenn Roy.
Jaden Pritchett.
Wonderful. Be out in a few moments' time. And why you like going to school at Mattaponi?
It's very fun. The teachers make learning fun they make jokes like we'd be saying, like a bone in your there's no bones in your behind, and they'd say you have no bones in your buttocks, and we'd laugh.
Well, that's true too. It's not just funny. And Glenn Roy, I should point out, told me he wants to grow up to be a performer. He's a comedian. He's a singer, and you can see why. They've been dancing over there the whole time when we come back with our music. They're having a great time. Someday, what do you want to do, Glenn Roy?
I want to be in law enforcement and comedian.
All right. Yes, indeed, because we mentioned that. And, that can be a full-time profession if you catch on. Thomas, nice to have you with us today. You want to be a professional football player?
Yes.
Yeah. Philadelphia Eagles?
Yep.
Yeah. Favorite player?
Carson Wentz.
Very good, very good. Who do you like in the Super Bowl?
Philly.
That's right, of course. What do you like about this game, Thomas?
I like that you give us like different questions on different subjects.
Yeah, we try to mix it up a little bit. Yeah, see how much you've been
subjects of
keeping up on
science.
what's going on in our world here. And Noah, nice to have you here. Are you the keeper of Mr. Reptilicus here?
Yes.
Yes, and that is a huge blue iguana, and he is bringing you guys luck.
Yes.
Good thing he's not alive. It would be quaking in our boots over here. Noah, what do you want to do someday?
I want to be part of the U.S. Air Force.
Wonderful. Yeah, and as we were saying before, he wants to be a pilot, and I know he's going to be a good one because he's a good science ball player. Back to the game. 120 Mattaponi, 65 Allenwood. Lots of points to give away. Green team, you gave me the last correct answer, so Glenn Roy, let's hit it.
Let's get physical for 5.
Let's get physical for 5 points. Teams, the centripetal force that brings everything toward the center is this force that we have to contend with every day, Mattaponi. Gravity, yeah. That's the centripetal force that is really keeping us where we are right now. Go green.
Green thinks for 5.
Green thinks for 5 points. Teams, what same word is a part of a tree that has fallen off or been cut off, and the way we access our computers?
Password.
No, not password. Green things. What same word, Allenwood, is a part of a tree that has fallen off or been cut off, and how we access our computer?
Bark?
Log. You log in. Oh. Mr. Z, you're playing with us. Go, green.
Green thinks for 10.
Green things for 10 points. All right, teams. You probably have never seen this show. It was on back in the 1970s. It was called WKRP, a radio station in Cincinnati. And the head disc jockey had what same name as this most famous carnivorous plant? Ellenwood.
Venus flytrap?
His name was Venus Flytrap. Yes, indeed. Imagine being called that. I'm sure that was a nickname. Go red.
Dateline science for 5, please.
Dateline science for 5 points. Teams, 2/3 of the very strong hurricanes that hit the United States make landfall either in Florida or this state where Hurricane Harvey hit last summer. Allenwood.
Texas.
Texas is right. Good. Red. Go.
Science potpourri for 15, please.
Potpourri for 15 points. Teams, NASA's space program. The first one was known as Mercury. The last one was Apollo. In between was a program named for these astrological twins.
Friendship 7.
Not Friendship 7. No, the program between Mercury and Apollo was named for what astrological sign of the twins?
Oh my God. Okay, what's it?
It's on the tip of her tongue.
I know it. Oh my
Gemini.
God. Oh my
Gemini.
God.
Sorry about that, Leslie. I know you were trying to retrieve that one. All right, Leslie, go again.
Dateline science for 10, please.
Dateline science for 10 points. Teams, penicillin, which was the world's first antibiotic and the least poisonous antibiotic, actually is one of these kinds of organisms like you find on a dirty shower curtain. What is that stuff called on the curtain? Mattaponi.
Steam?
Not steam, no. What organism? Has to be living. Yes.
Algae?
Mold. Mold. Penicillin comes from a mold. It's a fungus. Go red again. Come on, Leslie.
Dateline science for 15, please.
Dateline science for 15 points. Multiple choice question. Teams, to train an animal to do something, if you reward it and it associates the reward with what it is you want to do. That is because of a famous Russian experiment done by what Russian? Shostakovich, Pavlov, or Bohr? Who did the famous experiment with dogs with ringing the bells and giving them meat? Pavlov, Shostakovich, or Bohr? Allenwood?
Bohr?
Not Bohr. Mattaponi?
Shostakov.
The one you didn't pick. Pavlov was his name. Go red.
Zoo parade for 20, please.
Zoo parade for 20 points is a visual question. Look at the monitor, please, teams, in your studio. Teams, this crustacean here that is glued on to that shell oftentimes is found stuck on boats, stuck on piers at wharfs, and it begins with the letter B. Name that crustacean for 20 points, Mattaponi.
Barnacles.
It's barnacles, that's right. If you watch SpongeBob SquarePants, you know, they say barnacles all the time. Go. Green.
I watched
Green things for 20.
Green things for 20 points. Teams, the seed of the allspice tree in Jamaica will not do this unless it is first eaten by a bird and passes all the way through its digestive system. Only then will that seed do what?
Bloom.
No, not bloom. Allenwood, what's the term? What will that seed only do if it passes all the way through that bird's digestive system?
It will come out?
No, it comes out. The word is germinate. Germinate. That means that's when it starts to grow. Okay, green again.
Body systems for 25.
Body system, 25 points. Teams, all right. This C initialed word is not only the waxy covering on a leaf and part of the outside of an exoskeleton of an arthropod, it's this white thing at the bottom of your fingernail. What's that C initial term called? If you get a manicure, they fuss with it. Leslie.
Calluses?
Not calluses, good try. Glenroy.
Cartilage.
Cuticle. Cuticle. Both good guesses. No points though. Go green.
Oh, body systems for 20.
Body systems for 20 points. Teams, if your doctor gives you an EKG, an electrocardiogram, he's looking at your heart. But if he says, I'm going to give you an EEG, an electroencephalogram, what organ is he going to look at? Glenroy?
Your lungs?
Not your lung. Good try. An electroencephalogram is a close-up look at what body part, Allenwood?
Your head?
More specifically.
Your
Brain?
Your brain. That's it. Good. Go. Red. Encephalo. Cephalo is a prefix meaning head or brain. Good. Thank you, Dylan.
Zoo parade for 25, please.
Zoo parade for 25. Big one in that category, teams, is as follows. You know, if you go into a restaurant, there are all kinds of shellfish on the menu. There are clams and crabs and lobsters and scallops. I'm getting hungry just thinking about it. Not one of them is a real fish. Why not? Why is not one of those that I just mentioned, why are shellfish not real fish?
Because they're all crustaceans.
Not quite. Allenwood, come on, you can use 25 points here. Why are lobsters and crabs and scallops, why are they not real fish?
Because
Come on.
they have a shell and fish don't have shells.
They don't really swim.
We're accepting that. Absolutely right. Yes, fish don't have shells, and also the fish have backbones. Those do not. They don't have fins. All right, good points. Go.
Green things for 25, please.
Green things for 25 points. All right, teams. Downtown, just off New York Avenue, is the National Arboretum, where there are trees from all the different states. An arboretum. Spell it. Arboretum. Mattaponi. Allenwood, be ready in case I have to come to you. All right? Do it in your head. Do it in your head. And then spell arboretum, a place where you see trees on display.
ARBORETIUM.
Very close, very close. Allenwood, you can get the points if you can spell arboretum.
All right, I spell it. Okay, Dylan will spell it.
Dylan's going to do it.
ARBORETUM.
Nailed it. Good. That's the way to do it. Go Allenwood.
Dateline Science for 20, please.
Dateline Science for 20 points. Teams, there is a new book on the bestsellers list called Astrophysics for People in a Hurry. It was written by probably the most famous scientist in America today. He's the host of Nova, Neil deGrasse Who. Mattaponi.
Dyson.
Tyson, that's right. Thank you, Thomas. Good assist there. Go green. Go Glenn Roy.
Let's get physical for 20.
Get physical for 20 points. Teams, if you're making chocolate chip cookies at home from scratch, the recipe will probably ask for a teaspoon of NaHCO3, which is better known as bicarbonate or baking what? Soda. Allenwood?
Soda.
Soda is right. Well, everyone just said it the same. You got it? Good. Red, go.
Oh, Jesus. Let's get physical for 25.
Let's get physical for 25 points. Teams, your question is as follows. If you look at a weather map and there are lines on it, some of them are isotherms, meaning they connect places that have the same temperatures. Some of the lines are isobars. They connect places on the map with the same what? The same what? Mattaponi.
Weather.
I want to know the specific thing. Not quite. Isobars connect places on a map that have the same what?
Temperatures?
Pressure. Isotherm was temperatures. 3 questions left. Go red. Pick. 170, 165. Almost tied.
Science potpourri for 20, please.
Potpourri for 20 points. Teams, I'll give you 20 points if you can give me 2 examples of clean energy other than coal or gasoline or natural gas. Give me 2 sources of clean energy. Have a couple for me, Allenwood, in case I come to you. Yes, sir.
Electricity. Oil.
Nope. Allenwood, can you give me 2 examples of clean energy?
Wind power and water power.
Wind and water, you got it. Hydroelectric, also solar power, nuclear power, and geothermal, like you have at Mattaponi. You've got geothermal. The buzzer says, we have finished this game. We had 2 questions we didn't get to. We will double check that score and tell you who's coming back in just a minute. Wow, what a game. It was like watching a tennis match, back and forth and back and forth. 2 very evenly matched teams, just as we expected in this special edition of Science Bowl today. We are proud of all of our players. Remember how young they are and how much they knew here today. Our final tally is Mattaponi 165, Allenwood 190. Congratulations to Dylan and Leslie and Michael and Miss Cornegay. Allenwood has gone to the semifinals for the first time ever in their history of play. Mattaponi, I want to see you dancing again. I don't want to see sad faces over there. Noah and Glenroy and Thomas, and I bet that iguana can dance too. Mr. Green is here, their wonderful principal. Mr. Puglia, thank you, Mike, for all that you do. And Jaden, thank you for being here, backing these guys up. And I hope you dance too. And I hope to see you next time on another edition of Science Bowl. I'm Dave Zarin, and I'll see you then. Bye-bye.